Anybody heard that I was checking my mic? So, as usual, I will wait for people to show up. The wait is fun. Lipstick. I don't know why I've reached that age where I insist on lipstick now. Hi, Lady V. How are you? Interesting. Good. I'm glad you can hear me. That was the computer. Because Papa Cat didn't turn that one down. I don't know if we can. Oh well, we'll just keep it on. So, let's see, I'm centered. I gotta have chat within looking distance. Everything else. I don't think I've been on here in a couple of months. I don't like having cameras pointed towards my face, but hey, sometimes you have to. So people aren't expecting. Okay, not fabulous, but okay. People are expecting me here today at this clock in here says 4 o'clock. So one of the clocks in the house has not been turned back. That's what I'm missing. I'm missing a, hold on a second. Had to order a cough drop. Polycat's work from home day, so he's in his office working. Let's see here. Okay, have to wait for it to come up. So not used to doing it from home again. I'm not used to doing it from home. Been outside trying to get my butt outside for this whole time, but it's usually a day off, so I'm not here right now, but I am. Thank you. Don't. It's not meant to be necessarily a happy stream. And all laughing will be inappropriate because I am awkward. So, this morning I was watching MLH moderating, helping out for someone who had gone on vacation and came in late because I had to wash my hair, damn it, because I try to get dressed before he comes on. And so purposely was coming in late because he's always early, worse than my dad. And by the time I came in, it sort of was like it was getting a little aggro. And I was wondering, why the heck is it aggro? And then I'm listening more and more, and I guess Laura FM, yeah, I'm going to name names today. Laura FM had a panel last night, and the panel disintegrated into nothingness. This is my impression. My deity was there. Ellie was there. Becky was there. Dougie and MLH. And so for a little while after that, it still disintegrated. People were talking about who was being not good, not bad, not good at apologizing, not buying it. And I was listening and I was thinking, hi, Dev. Um, Apologizing is hard. Apologizing is even harder when you don't believe it on both ends. The apology of just getting it out of the way and getting it over with. And the reason I'm making comments on this is because I've had to apologize. I was an evil shit as a kid. Oop, there goes my monetization. Oh well. No, I just made it. I was a mean girl during school. After school, I was one of the popular kids in each group I was in. And then, which was Rocky and the 90s, Gen X, and then the newly divorced, then goth. And I was pretty messed up until goth. No, they didn't cure me of my meanness. I myself cured me of my meanness. Um, I've gotten better in the past 15 years. I'm 58, old lady. And so when it finally hit that I was compassionate and not just constantly hiding my hurt for all the things that had happened to me in the past, a lot of SA, a lot of CSA, I decided that I needed to apologize to people. So first I was doing it drunk because it's easier that way. I was apologizing to people, and some people were like, wow, you've changed. Yeah, people can change. Some other people were like, right. And then some people were just like, get away from me. Ones who believed me from the get-go should have believed me because I was being honest about it. The ones who didn't believe me frustrated the hell out of me because I wanted to say, no, I'm serious. You're supposed to forgive me. What the hell? Where the hell do you come up with that crap? Because you're told all your life that confession is, or uh, emotions will get you the world. And being sorry is, as Elton John said, sorry seems to be the hardest word. Yes. Admitting your faults, since you're throwing yourself out there and telling everybody, I suck. I know I suck. I did this and I'm sorry. We're so narcissistic. I don't know if it's a generation. I don't know if it's a country. I don't know if it's just what's going around that we don't like it when people don't accept it. And if you're trying to make a real apology to someone and you don't believe it, they know. So I went through a lot of I'm sorry's, sort of like almost like an AA thing for me, where it's like I wanted to apologize for all the people I did wrong. Problem is I couldn't apologize to the people I did wrong in school because I hardly talked to any of them. And when they found me by Facebook, it still was for, hey, F you. Ah, that's why I always joke about that. There are people who still spit when they say my name. Um, there are people who don't believe me still to this day, which is a bummer because one of the persons that doesn't believe me is very close with a close friend of mine. And I swear to God, every time I talk to her, she has to make a decision. So I've sort of cut contact with her just because I don't want her to feel like she's being put in a corner every time I open my mouth because I'm one of her oldest friends. And see, it swings in the opposite direction too. You get too wrapped up in trying to be so neutral or kind. You start sort of prostrating yourself all the time that I deserve everything that I get. No, you don't deserve everything you get. But you do deserve to have to make up for the shit you caused other people. And you do have to apologize to those people that you made feel like little people. And the invisible caste system in every group you're in America, the hardest thing to do is to, or no, it's not hard anymore. That's the thing. That's why I'm thinking so hard. Because to me, it's not a big deal anymore. Um, there were times that I was more compassionate to total strangers than I am to people I knew because they made me angry, because I was a mean girl, blah, 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 blah. Admitting you're wrong is the hardest. Admitting you're wrong to the person you wronged is just impossible. Lord knows I have panic attacked myself out of having to tell someone that I know what I did. I know what I did was wrong, and I will try not to do it again. And in those years of trying to make up for other people and trying to learn new habits and new ways to be a human, you fuck up big time. And you do it all again by accident. There are times um, that I just wake up the next day and go, what the hell did I do? And I still do that now. And I want to immediately tell the person, I'm sorry, I sounded like a complete fool. But nowadays, people know that I didn't mean to be a narcissistic shit. That is also the problem with um, people who are in the higher groups is you're so used to other people petting you because you're wonderful that you don't realize how inhumane you are. And this is the thing about this morning that sort of bugged me was that two people were triggered. One person was triggered to the point where she couldn't be quiet. And it was like, this is not getting anywhere. And this is just upsetting more people. So even at that point, I'm like, cut them off, cut them off. Just cut them off, get rid of them, deal with it later because this is not going into a positive direction. And all that's happening is they're internalizing it and turning themselves into the victim again. And because being a victim is easy. Being a victim is just like, wow, my feelings are hurt. Be sorry for me, even though you're not the victim. Uh, it's all in our head. I guess you can say the American cult. Yeah, it is that if we can't fix it and we think we're right, we're the victim. If there's somebody next to you that cannot speak to you because you are scum of the earth, you are not the victim. Yeah, everything's okay. It was just stuff that happened this morning that I got to watch, and it was just sort of like, I need to explain it from the um, asshole's point of view. That's the easiest way to put it. Because I was that person for a very long time, probably till I was 31. I mean, I had my dips. Yes, I'm an empath. I fought it constantly. Um, oh, I couldn't have been that mean. They're still speaking to me, crap like that. No. 31. Before that, there are still people in my group today that want nothing to do with me. And I mean in the group, the 400 or the 300. Um, and with them, I try to apologize every couple of years or something. And I'm so out of their sphere that they forget I exist until I see them at a party and go, hi, and cross my fingers. So it's like, you have to learn to let go too, if you possibly can. I have gone so much in the opposite direction that it upsets me when someone doesn't answer a text. That's getting better. Um, I tried making friends here in Alameda, but I'm trying to make friends with people that I've totally dismissed, called trash, everything else 20 years ago. They haven't forgiven me. Go figure. So moving to Alameda didn't do anything for my social life, but I have to take it because I deserve it. When you say you don't recognize what you do, you do. You just don't want to recognize how much or how awful it was what you did. That's the thing It's like, um, you were a shit. You wouldn't admit it. You think you're the victim and you want everybody to be on your side. Well, you know what? When you're wrong, nobody's on your side. When you're wrong, when you're a hurtful human being, um, there shouldn't be a side, honestly. It should be you trying to make up for what you did and then the other side or the rest of the world. Um, I've been in situations where I said something completely inappropriate. It got passed around before social media, and then I'm shunned. Of course, by the end of that night of being shunned, I've changed the whole thing because I was really good at that. Now I do it because I really am what I say I am. Before I wasn't. Before I was full of crap. Um, and being the one who is always on top of things, always wins, always the most paid attention to, has the most charisma. It's easy if you're good at it. That's the problem. If you're really good at that, it's hard to give it up. Um, this is coming out completely awkward, I know, but I'm trying to explain this. Um, there are people who are like, you were popular or you are popular. I'm not popular anymore. Which, if you ask me, is correct because I'm 58 years old. I shouldn't have to worry about popularity races, but I still talk about it like I do. It's a way we're all programmed as we grow up and grow old. Um, so, hmm, this is making no sense. I'm trying, not succeeding. I'm not getting an interaction. I was expecting more people to be here, sort of like deriding me. Um, and then, of course, before I came on, I realized it was Friday night in Florida. Um, I don't know. I guess this is just a bad attempt at trying to explain that to people that they have to keep apologizing if they've done something wrong and they've wronged somebody because you suppose you should apologize if you really mean it. And if you don't really mean it, don't apologize. If all you want to have is friends, go find other friends. Don't try to make friends with people who have told you to go F yourself. Um, because if you try to apologize and accept it, accept that and move on. Causing crap in the groups. The group's already, the big group here has already been demolished. The little baby groups are holding on for dear life. And the things you guys did to the groups while they were being demolished, own up to it. This is the one thing, it's driven me crazy. I wasn't involved in it. Because I had checked out of the Brain Hotel when it came up to all of this shit with Scott and Laura, and the only person I ever really stuck up for was Becky because for some reason she hit a nerve. Even before I really knew her, I stuck up for her. So that was instinctual. But if people are not going to admit that they did something wrong, block them, get rid of them. I don't see anything by these people. I don't see anything by these people that I think have made me uncomfortable. I've gotten rid of them. It might be easier for me because I've been through it all and I've been on the other end of it, so I have a better idea of what's going on in people's heads. Hello, Rochelle. Um, and don't have to have like the hyperbole about it because I'm thinking, well, if they thought like me, that means that they really just are wanting a safe face or they're losing all their friends and so they're trying to regain what friends they might be able to make. You start with the easiest ones and work your way up. you never really apologize to the person who you've done the most damage to first because you have to get your writing gear in order, basically. So, and that's how you also know that somebody may have reached the bottom. Um, and when I've come across people like that, I've taken advantage of it. Not me apologizing, but people apologizing to me. I'm a goth girl. Like I said, my drama doesn't need to happen in social media. It happens in real life. I've taken advantage of it and go, fine, you want to apologize to me? This is what you did wrong. This is how you could help fix it. Not like that, not a PowerPoint bullet presentation, but over the time that you see them and over the time that they apologize to you, because this always happens usually at a party or at a club or at a get together or they're hanging out at a bar. I don't drink, but there are a couple of bars around here, stuff like that. You want to say, a, you want to say, yeah, okay, I accept, but, or even direct them to somebody else. Because a lot of people are very passive aggressive and don't like conflict. And this is also why it's easy to walk away from people who are just raging buttheads because they're conflict. So you can legitimately walk away from someone like me back then because it was like, I don't have time for that conflict. So if somebody apologizes to you and you want them to know what they did for real and not something that they think they did, because it could be two different things, direct them to somebody who will tell them. It's like people direct them to me now. And I go, well, this is what I did. I always compare myself to other people so I can get them to understand that they're not alone. And this is also where I'm coming from now is like, you're not alone. I've been through it. I've been both ends of it. I know that it sucks. I know that it sucks having it done to you. It when the narcissist is doing it to somebody, it doesn't suck because they wouldn't be doing it. So, and then saying, "Oh, I didn't mean it." Bull. You meant it. You meant it at the time. That's why I said I'm taking the whole Alameda shunning thing as I deserve it because 20 years ago I called them old trash. Can't get past that one. And I don't expect anybody to. So, and nobody will confront me about it. And I have tried to nicely say that person doesn't exist anymore. Not being accepted. So if you're apologizing to someone, they don't accept it, put a good effort into it, maybe come back a couple of years and if they don't accept it, move on. You have to. Otherwise, you'll get wrapped up in the I'm trying to be nice and I'm trying to be human and nobody wants to accept it mode. You know what? Expand your own horizons during it. That's why I have the office now that's a mess, but I'm fixing it. That's why I focused on the sciatica because it's like I don't really do much else. That is some truck backing up. Probably a garbage truck, sorry. Um, and see, it's not the easiest thing in the world. I'm blushing. I didn't put any makeup. It's embarrassing. And yeah, there have been a lot of raging buttheads. And it seems to be that the raging buttheads do not like to admit that they're wrong, don't like to admit that they're raging buttheads, um, want to divert the attention to another raging butthead. Um, you can do what KA and I do. There are channels. We do what we want. Don't have to answer any questions. Don't have to um, go anywhere with it. I made that um, like line in my head when I got upset because I thought ASL was talking about me when he called out the have a nice day crowd, because it's what I say when I protest. And I internalized it like crazy. And it took a few days, but then it was like, why? Why internalize that? Why does it matter? This is somebody you haven't met. This is somebody you take advice from. Is it that you're not perfect and it really bugs you that the person you take advice from is picking on you? Tough. Not their monkeys. Those are your monkeys. So that's why I said it's not my circus. is I don't nobody owns this circus, but we all have some monkeys in it. And that's the thing. It's like the whole group we've gotten into that has been completely destroyed, that has been splintered off, that will never come back together again. I know that from experience, from the groups I've hung out with, from Rocky. I did Rocky Horror Picture Show for 4 years in four different groups. You know what? They never fix when they fall apart. And the groups I had in the 90s when I was just being another Nirvana type chick, they didn't heal. When the group ends, it ends. Hold on a second. Sorry, he had to close a window because they're power washing something downstairs. So uh, he said he didn't hear it. Public had said he didn't hear it. So I am here because CBF threatened to copyright my channel. Mm, no, I'm trying to explain it because I'm doing it from the other side of the person who did cause the mountain of shit going on around them. Not like Scott, that's for sure, but made people get mad about other people and pick sides. I did it for a very long time in a bunch of different groups. People like me, I guess, go from group to group, destroy it, take it apart, take people with them, and go to another group. That's a good way to explain it. But then when you're not in the mood for those people anymore, you drop them. All of this comes from the crap I went through when I was a kid. And yeah, I use it as a crutch. But that's because I've realized as I've gotten older that that is what I've been doing. No, I don't trust anybody as far as I can throw them. I don't even trust Papa Cat. He knows that. It just isn't me because when you trust somebody that brings your walls down, and then that means that you can get smacked around metaphorically and then leave. So Papa Cat tries his damnedest, but he knows it will be few and far between when I let my guard down. And that's why I made it like my thing to destroy people when I was younger. And like I said, and now I understand why people will never trust me or won't have anything to do with me or spit when they say my name. I've actually seen it. So it's why I'm trying to explain. This morning, someone got triggered and she's trying to make up for past problems. Problem is that when she got triggered, she wouldn't shut up. That's not how you fix things. And some people are not going to forgive her. That's what you have to put up with. That is called being human. And the hardest thing is to pick up and move on when you know somebody in your group is going to be around to hate you. You ignore them, honestly. You know that that's never going to turn out right. You think to yourself, is it more important for me to be involved in this certain part of a group, or is it more important for them? That's when you really have to throw your compassion on the floor and just go, okay, this is what I need to do. Um, and so I've done it. I've walked away from micro groups in my 300 because that group is more positive for them than me, which, like I said, Moon Alameda really sucks because that group, one of those groups is here and they want to have nothing to do with me. So come hell or high water, nothing's going to fix that. And you have to be able to live with it. Hold on, I'm reading my banging bangs. And MLH is allowed to be goofball because it's also something that helps. Laughing helps. I mean, last night was rough watching about politics. It was really, really, really rough. And I got to the point where I was just like, I need to check out. Because all this is going to do is take me down a hole of hate. And Right now, we all need, and pretty much every place right now, we all need to unify some way, somehow buy a pinky if we have to. So I got out of, I was even watching The Daily Show and all of them guys, and they made me just, so I went to my favorite channel, which is Ballet Reigns. It's goofy as hell. It's two ballet teachers from Texas, and they make me smile and make me think of fluffy clouds. And that's what I had to do yesterday because it was just too much. And it probably made me easier to handle what was going on today and being able to see it from an outsider. I said that it, and it did. It sort of drove me crazy that I didn't see any of this stuff. I didn't see the one they drove into almost unaliving herself. I didn't see everybody hanging up on somebody else. One of my favorite people now, I'm not really amused by because she was involved in this crap on the parasocial frame. So laughter cures a ton of ills. Keep doing you CBF. I appreciate you. Gotta run, but you rock. Thanks, MLH. My cousin from another mother. So yeah, it's like, and yeah, I've taken, I'll call her my deity because I don't need to say her name out loud. I've taken my deity side because two people in my life have unalived themselves and they were very, very, very important people in my life. And there was nothing I could do to fix it. But they weren't driven by other people. And there's someone that I helped save one night because he was going to do that and wound up roaming in some very sketchy areas of Oakland looking for him. Luckily enough, somebody found him and got taken to the hospital, and his life is a million times better. He doesn't live here anymore, and he's very happy, very fat. He was a drug addict. Um, and very content with his family and his stepson, loves his stepson. And so hearing that the deity almost did this to herself, it's like, do you know how hard it is to get to that point? What the hell did these people do? I've purposely not gone into it totally because I have a feeling that the evil one would come out and start laying waste to people. Because weirdly enough, when you're a narcissistic shit from hell, you learn how to mess people's brain up so easily. You learn how to work the system and get the system against them for real. I mean, people have lost jobs because of other people and they know about it. They're not doing it correctly. The thing to do is to be able to destroy somebody's life and not know that it was you that did it. Honestly. Yeah, I really, really have all of this crap that I have to make up for because of the things I did. I never went that far because I always figured your working life was different because I had a real working life too. So, but I never drove anybody to that either. But I can make people feel really sick about themselves and the people around them. And it's horrible. And you know you're doing it. You know you're doing it. So people who said, I don't know what I was doing. Yes, you do. Yes, you do. Apologizing because you didn't know what you were doing just means that you admit that you apologized because you did it. That was the thing. Such an awful time. I could tell you the story. It was really bad. See? Thank you, KA. Um, because yeah, and if anybody wants to ask, I mean, if I have to do this like once a week and people can ask me questions, I'll answer them. And if it's too much of a security risk to answer it, I won't. I'll generalize. But oh my God, I see. I'm not looking. I don't. I try not to look at the my camera, but it's like, wow, my face is red. Um, and I'm awkward this first time, but I think I'll maybe do Fridays as the Let's Ask CBF what it's like to be an asshole. You know, what can you do if someone is being an asshole to you? Um, also because I've been in tech forever. Like I always say, my brother helped build the internet. So I've been on that end for a long time. Yeah, I'm just gonna hold it. Um, and belong to things like EFF, which is about privacy. So, and to be above all of this is really, really gets to me because I probably could have helped during the time. And MLH says that I handled Scott correctly. Well, no, because I thought I screwed up the day before when I screamed at him while he was getting arrested. I thought maybe I had gone over the edge. Um, and it's hot in here. That's why my face is red. Um, so I apologized. But you know what? That also opened the floodgates that I could sit there and study him. And so when he decided to come at me, what, a couple of months ago, what did I do? I told him how much I loved him. He didn't bother me again. And if he tries to bother me again, I'll think it's something else. Um, but he doesn't have time for me. That's the thing too. It's like, he doesn't have time for me. He's got other people to mess with, and I'm not going to stop that. I can't stop that because I'm not him. Oh, sorry. That's probably the fan you guys can hear. What did we decide on the surprise Friday live? I've seen you. You can ask me a question and I will answer about social bullshit. But that there is nothing you could have done. People need to behave like adults, not toddler children, childish children. Yes. Um, because the reason that Scott was up here, Ashley, I sort of dropped the ball on that, but that's just because I didn't want to go down with the ship. That and I was very mad that Ashley lied to me, and because she had Scott come up here and she uh denied it, and I kept asking her and wanting her to tell me, just say it, just so we could get this over with, because it's going to be ugly if he's up here. I knew it would. So the next day I just told her, can't do it. Can't do it, can't be involved. I'm sorry. Um, and I feel bad about it now just because I feel like I should have tried to make an effort, but I did make an effort. The week before Scott came up, I tried to make an effort, and I tried to tell her to not do what got her RO'd. So Ashley, yeah, Ashley came here to find her life, basically. And sometimes people come to this San Francisco and it doesn't work. It's like when people go to New York and it doesn't work. I think she still lives here. I think she has to because she's probably, I haven't followed her. I also don't put the carrot in front of me. So it's like when I cut somebody off, I cut somebody off. And right now, me and the BFF aren't speaking, and I cut her off. We do this to each other. It'll be a couple of years. I'm a piece of work too. It's just human. It's a human world. But yeah, it's also like I'm also very standoffish and and I can come off as very cold. Sometimes I think the resting bitch face was done by me on purpose. What is the fastest animal on earth? The cheetah, right? Hello, Adam. So it's like back in the day when I teased about starting a religion, I should have. The charisma factor is stupid. That's also why it's like looks have nothing to do with it. It really doesn't. Even though the one thing that I regret most about growing up is not taking more pictures of myself. I have never thought I was photogenic, so I do not have going through all the pictures at my parents' house when I was emptying out the pictures, which I still have. This is just from like 2 or 3 books from a week or two ago. I had to scan all these. I have about a few thousand, and now I'm going to go through them more because my dad seems not to want to look at them. So Oh, I can show you this one from far away. See that? That's my parents when they went to Hawaii. Yeah, my mom was a hot number. Um, what do you, don't give me your red zone shit. You have resting Anglican Archbishop face. Who are you, Beckett? So yeah, I think that's what I should do on Fridays is make the ask me anything and I'll give you a straight answer because I've been on the other side. Because I have noticed that most people who do this stuff are nerds, real nerds. I mean, I have always dated nerds as a kid, as an adult, but I was never really one of them. So, and most people who have had been popular in life and have been shit stains was, um, don't like to talk about it. I think of it more as a learning experience for me to talk about it because maybe it'll make me understand myself even more. But as the empath has come out more and more in the past 26 years, um, I'm getting worse at the what's wrong. People hate that, especially considering everybody can tell me anything, which drives them crazy. But I always say, you can always tell me anything, everything, because I forget it. Me and one of my best friends, one of my big little brothers, is exactly the same. Him and I listen to everybody talk, and it's like, well, what were you talking about? I have no clue. Get the hug later. So it's like, if you really want to know why this person is doing something that's socially horrible or they're being a malignant narcissist, see, that's my big secret. I'm a narcissist. Not really, but I had to be, I guess, back then. Now I wish. Um, I'm a wish narcissist. I wish I could love myself. I wish I could be uh better looking. I wish I could be smarter. I wish I could write better. I'm a wish narcissist. Um, there are times where I want the world to revolve around me. If I'm on, and if anybody's paying attention and I'm like chatting on somebody's chat, tell me to shut up and I'm talking too much. Fine. Because I do. See, things like that. I'm very much more self aware as a human. And so it's like now I just want to fix everybody else, but I don't. I want people to hear from someone what maybe somebody else was thinking because I am the classic sign of I knew everybody and know everybody and everybody knew me. I actually know less people now being married to Papa Cat than I did before. Probably because you don't mess with the DJ's wife. I don't know. So, um, I think this an awkward session needs to be over because I don't think I'd be more awkward than I am now. So, yes, I'm done. I sat downstairs in the past 2 hours freaking out about this because I thought I was going to if I made notes it wouldn't come out correctly. Oh, if I didn't make notes, it wasn't going to come out correctly. So this is my first try. Fridays will be for this. People will be mad at other people. They can't help it. But don't necessarily if you know that thank you, Kay. If you know in your heart you're right, but somebody is mad at you for something that you did, but you don't mean it anymore. I was a little bit taller. I wish I was a baller. I wish I had a girl who looked good. I would call her. This was the thing this morning when MLH was like, we need to, you know, get a little bit happier. It's like, start throwing in jokes. That's why I'm reading Adam because it's just like, it helps. It really does. Um, Because also you shouldn't be taking away the, oh my God, this was a horrible thing. And I have to put it through my head. Let me do that. Geez, I can do that. I'm really good at that. So I have no clue what I was talking about. Isn't that classic? I'm just amazed that Abby is here on her chair. She's still being tormented by the boys. Um, but I'm trying. Like I said, I'll work on it. You guys can ask me while I'm doing the lives. Maybe I'll mention it, or you can put it and send it to me on the email. Um, in our hearts, we know you're right. Like, hey, the orange balloon is worse than Hoover, okay? Can we throw some structural engineering in now? Ah, so yeah, it's like it's my channel. I'm I do my Scientology gig, and the more I walk around and the stronger I get, boy, I'm not considering a month ago I could barely stand up for longer than 2 minutes. Now I'm working on things. It's don't realize how much of my muscle structure had disappeared from the sciatica. So yeah, like I said, like KA, it's her channel. They're my channel. We do what we want. The Scientology thing is, and especially this month because it's November, it's Jonestown month. I'll probably be there a lot, but still walking around in circles and talking about anything. I would take both Hoovers over that love in the White House. But he has the Oval Office written out on the Oval Office door on the outside. Does. And I've said before that I bet you $1 million that real artisans will take that gilding off if it's real. Then that way they can recycle it or, turn it back into the Krugerrands he's taken or the gold bars he's taken from Fort Knox. That's why everything's getting gilded. He's putting it all up on a tax shelter. Um, worse than Hoover for sure. Exactly what Adam said. Yes. Yes, Fuzz is back and is now hiding from me because I'm not supposed to be here on a Friday, I'm sure. So yeah, I tried to make sense and I didn't make sense, but I tried. I'll keep trying. If anybody has questions, I can help answer. One of the best ways to get back at somebody is to like them. You don't have to really like them, but just just talk about how wonderful they are, like I did with Scott. I'm sure his toes just curled and went, what the hell is going on here? And if he does it again, I'll do it again too. He didn't do that labeling. I heard that the Oval Office signs up so he knows where he is. Yes, I know that's what everybody keeps saying. One of the night guys said, not like we didn't learn when we were in elementary school where the Oval Office was. Yeah, yeah, that's Papa Cat's theory too. At lunch, he was like, they're labeled so he can know where to go. And everybody keep in mind that that hallway that Jackie walked down to do the White House tour is gone. That is what he destroyed. Give me a Nerf gun, I swear to God. So, okay, I've babbled. I have not made any sense, but I've tried, and I will try again. And like I said, got questions, send them on emails, and I'll read them on Fridays. I can't stand being off on Fridays for some reason. Mondays I can do. I've scheduled lunches with my cousin, but even with lunch with dad, it's a specific time, and Friday afternoons just drive me bonkers. So I've got to figure out something to do on a Friday afternoon. And if it's to answer goofy questions or give goofy answers to your goofy questions, then fine. I will do it that way. Ah, look, Papa Cat's telling me I'm done. I was listening to an interview with Michelle Obama today. Oh, I miss her so much. It's so weird, but I do. I miss the first ladies. I miss Rosalind. I miss Obama, Michelle. I miss it sucks. So now they're playing You're welcome, Dove. Thanks who's ever still here listening to me babble. Someone's trying to destroy something in the other room. So she mentioned the East Wing is the heart of the White House. He ripped out the heart. Yeah, he did. And I have a box. You want to open it? Well, you can open it next to me. I think it's actually a cushion for my new bike.
Yeah, I think it's heavier than that.
It's heavier than that. I don't know what the hell I ordered. Maybe it's what you ordered.
No, I ordered something smaller than
See,
the AMA or Open Me Anything.
open me anything, he
Yeah.
says. Then again, they will send something this small in a box this big. So did I order shoes? I didn't order shoes. I haven't ordered shoes in ages. Besides the fact that I can't spend $1 on anything right now
Sure.
that I bet you it's not.
It's,
Oh, it is. Okay. Um, After this, I'm actually going to give money to the food bank, part of the Armageddon Fund. As Papa Cat said, it doesn't mean that it's our only for our Armageddon. So I'm going to the Alameda County Food Bank to give them $400. So because our coasties are not getting fed. Oh, it's my jewelry box thingy. Um, I'm having to replace, or I'm having to put away my necklaces because Dougie is pawing at anything he's long enough to reach. He's easily 2, 3 feet tall now. So, and I've learned from the space making method that I need to see things to use them. So that's okay. He's taking it apart so I can show it. Dolly Madison made ice cream. Melania Trump makes ice cream. Did you leave my hair on? Yeah, I keep looking at those things and still keep thinking Long Island trash. That's because I grew up in Oakland. Don't ask. Um, this is one of those things that I have to remind myself not to be an a-hole about because I want to pick on him so badly and it's not nice. So I pick on him and then I feel horrible. It's glass and brass. This was like $30, which is relatively cheap for the crap I look for. This thing is heavy. Wow, I have to make sure I museum putty that. But it'll hold a whole bunch of things. There's a specific. That's what we forgot. I said I was going to wear my onk today because I wanted people to have something to focus on and sort of like attract their attention so they'd listen. And we forgot. We should have brought up my witch hat. Did you just put it back in the box? Oh, see, This is this is where the genius in the house drives me crazy. And I try not to get mad at him. Or I try not to pick on him because I feel bad when I pick on him. So my husband is the smartest one in the house. He really, really is. But he refuses to admit it. At least he didn't use my sewing shears to cut the box open. I just realized that. Or the food. He actually used the food shears on something the other day, and I'm like, no. So I think, were you about to put them back in the like container or something? He's such a boy. So anyway, guys, scroll up, read my White House comment, or did you read it and I missed it? Yes, I read it and you missed it. Yeah, I know he did because it was the First Lady's wing. Who gives a damn? He doesn't. He doesn't care about the country. My theory on the whole 9 yards is that he's doing this as spite because we didn't vote him in 2020. So he wants to be F you. I don't care. I don't care about anything. All I care about is me. And he barely cares about his family. So it's sort of like how MGT, which we're allowed to call her now because AOC actually said that. Said MGT is getting back at all of the Republicans because they wouldn't let her be a senator. Hey, if that's what gets her to be on our side, I'm in for it right now. And, she sounds like she has half a brain when she's not trying to be a robot. So F and A, Bubba, I'm for it. So anyway, I'm going to go now because they're playing basketball and they're going to start yelling, especially in an alleyway. I will see you guys all tomorrow with Papa Cat, either 3 or 4. I don't know, whichever one. Okay, so I will talk to you guys all later. Ciao, Bellas.